It just gets worse and worse and worse with these people. You got this guy, just made a Twitter account a few weeks ago. He's claiming to be a security guard for Volition or Deep Silver. It doesn't fucking matter because he's clearly talking out of his ass, clearly trolling them. And you got Steph over here. You already know her deal. She's out of control. Not only did she insinuate that the reboot review scores are due to some sort of conspiracy, she compared Saints Row fans to terrorists. Okay, that's what we're working with here. You might be asking yourself, after all the shit that she's been stirring up, how is she still employed? Well, what about freedom of speech? Well, if it's my company, all that shit goes out the window when you're insulting my customers, when you're comparing them to terrorists. How is this even a thing? I got a bit off track. Sorry about that. So you got this guy that's trolling them, acting like he's a security guard and he has all this dirt on them, right? He's clearly trolling. He supposedly worked for them but can't even say the name correctly. He's calling them Volition. Right? It's clear as day. The guy's full of shit. And guess what they do? They threaten legal action. That's right. Out of all the things we have complained about, out of all the things we have asked them to chime in on, they choose this to respond to. They choose this to give their attention to. Ladies and gentlemen, it should be crystal clear to all of you that this company has lost the fucking plot. They lost their way. I continue to make these videos one after the other, hoping somebody with much more influence than me will expose them for being the antagonistic, egotistical, toxic-driven people that they truly are. And I just don't want to see this become the trend, and it will if this something ain't done. It's gotten so bad they can't take any criticism. None. And they keep lumping everyone into the same category. A hater, a detractor. And now, of course, everyone has graduated to being terrorists. They use and exploit certain communities to deflect criticism. Anytime you use certain words on Twitter, it's like shooting a huge flare. And the same people always show up ready to fight. Therefore, anytime there's any slight criticism, they blame it on people not willing to get with the woke program. But let me inject some honesty. What a lot of people want is a good game. That's all they care about. And it's clear to everybody except you that you're not capable of making a good AAA game. Your last few attempts are evidence of just that. In my opinion, ever since the Deep Silver acquisition, the games have been going downhill, getting worse and worse and worse with each and every release. But they want to blame our criticism on us being racist, homophobes, not getting with the woke program. Meanwhile, some of our most favorite games are woke as shit, like Dragon Age Inquisition, Mass Effect. I mean, it doesn't get much more woker. The difference is, those are actually good video games, but that part seems to keep going over your head. Guys, we can't let this become the norm. Threatening legal action because somebody is trolling? Nah, man, we can't have that. And the only way things are going to change if you don't spend another motherfucking dime on a Deep Silver game. It should be obvious to you by now that at this level, it's hard to make a dent because they all cover each other. Right? Wrong? It doesn't matter. They have each other's backs. That's just the way it is. However, they're playing with somebody else's money. It's not their company, but I assure you, the people that the money does belong to are going to make some changes with the quickness once they see the money's not right. And that's where we come in. Share this video, make your own videos, guys. It doesn't matter how the message gets out, all that matters is that it does. So let's send these people a message and let them know we're not going to be buying their games if they continue to act like a bunch of immature children. If they continue to insult us, call us names, and create tension within the community, which they did a goddamn good job at, right? But let me tell you one thing. With each and every passing day, there's somebody popping up in the comments, there's somebody popping up in forums or whatever, saying things like, all I did was complain about something in the game, and the next thing you know, they're lumping me in this hater, detractor, terrorist category. Remember when Metro Exodus developers had a meltdown, started threatening their fans and shit? Guess who was part of that team? Steph, the same lady having a meltdown here. You think this is all just one coincidence? They have deployed some really nasty tactics over the past several months. I personally believe that they ran that Saints Takes Twitter account. They used some dirty tactics on my channel. Turns out they didn't do a good job at covering their tracks, and I found out that one of those people actually work for Volition. I can't 100% prove it. However, if Coke Media is open to doing an investigation, I'll be more than happy to share what I have with them. And we'll see. And the last thing I want to say, this whole interaction with the security guard is kind of suspect, to be honest with you. Something just smells fishy about it. Everything with them is.